So we've just seen how you can import data into Excel. We did a text file and a Microsoft Access database, taking an external file and bringing that data into Excel so that we can do things like sort it, filter it, create pivot tables, create charts, do whatever we like to with that data inside of Excel. Now, during this video, we're going to take a look at kind of the flip. We're going to see how you can export data from Excel, from a worksheet, into another file format. Now, the one that we're going to take a look at here, I'm back inside of the Excel 102 exercise files folder, and I'm on the Export Imp Rex worksheet. So let's make sure you navigate back into that exercise file and find that worksheet. And just to remind you, lower left-hand corner of your screen, you got those little arrows. Right-click on that. You'll get a list of your worksheets. Find Export Imp Rex and hit OK. All right, again, back inside of the Excel 102 exercise file folder. Now, we're going to take this worksheet and we're going to export it back into a text file. Remember that tab delimited file that we saw earlier and we imported that data? We're going to export this into a text file. Now you might think, why would I do that? Why would I take data from Excel and dump it into a text file, right? Well, there's actually a number of reasons why you would do this. One of them might be, I want to take the data and bring it into another system, maybe back into a database ultimately, or into some other file application. Well, not all applications communicate directly with Excel. So I can export this to a text file that a lot of systems use. Great. It's small file size, it transmits through email really simple, and you don't have all the clutter of Microsoft Excel at that point. It's just a text file. No longer do you have calculations, no longer do you have all the bells and whistles of formatting, it's just the data. And a lot of times that's what systems need, is just the data. We don't need all the other bells and whistles. So let's take a quick peek, and this is actually a very quick, very efficient feature. Couple button presses and it'll export it to the other file format. Take a look. So I'm on the Export Imp Records. I'm just going to go to File, and underneath File there's actually a couple different ways to do this. One of them is underneath the Export command. If I go to Export, there's a couple of operations. One of them is Change File Type. I can give that a click, and you got several different file types that you can export this file into. Down towards the bottom I've got other file types, and one of them is Text Tab Delimited. Great, I've got it right there. You can also go to File, to Save As, and if I go to Browse, I can change the file type, Save As type here, to a number of different file formats. So you've got a couple different ways to do this. Both of them are going to give you the same results in the end. The interface might look a little different, right? File export to other files, or file save as and change the file type, but ultimately you're going to get the same file type in the end. So if I just pick, let's see, I'll do CSV comma delimited. We've also got text tab delimited. That's what we worked with earlier. I'm going to do the CSV comma delimited just so we can see something different. I'm going to rename this. Also, I'll call this, well, let's see, this was employee stuff, huh? So I'll say imp data export, and I'm going to put a number over there, 01. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. We'll give it just a moment to think here. All right, now this particular workbook that we're working in, it's got formatting on the data, it's got multiple worksheets in here, but when you export to a text file, whether it's CSV or tab delimited, either one, the selected file type does not support workbooks that contain multiple sheets. So we're not going to export all of the worksheets inside this workbook. It's just the active one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. All right. Let's see. Some features might be lost if you save the workbook in a comma delimited CSV file. To preserve these, right, we can do a save as and save as an Excel file. Well, I don't care about that. I just want the text file. So I can actually close that. If you didn't get the yellow bar, that's okay. You might be on an earlier version, or the little alerts might be deactivated on your system. I'm just going to X out of that. Now, I'm still inside of the Excel workbook here. You can see that I've got all the other worksheets inside there, but I'm going to go to my folder There we have it. Let's move that over. And you can see that I now have one in there called imp data export 01. Now it is a Excel format. I did a CSV file. Okay? So if I just double click on that, it opens it up inside of Excel. Okay? But if I right click on it, I'm going to go to open with, and I'll open it up with Notepad. And this is what my data looks like. Just in its native CSV format, text format. It's just all the data, but separated by commas. So just something to be aware of. It does look like they've created the worksheet inside the workbook. You can ignore that one. It's sitting inside of your folder back where you had the original document. You right click on that, open it up inside Notepad, or go to Notepad, or if you're on a Mac, go to text editor. You can open it up from there, and this is what it's going to look like. Not very pretty, not the best thing to be looking at, but it's very versatile. A lot of systems will work with CSV files or text tab delimited files. You can take your data from Excel, dump it into those formats, and use it in loads of other systems as well. So try this one out. Again, a simple just save as command. File, save as, change your file type, and off you go. Save it into a text file.